What has become so expensive that you've stopped buying it? Potato chips, $7 a bag, with way more air inside. Cashews and higher-end nuts, $10.15 at Walmart and other places. What? Coffee from Starbucks, and the light $810 with a long line in drive-thru. I can make great coffee at home, or even at 7-Eleven with their surprisingly complex coffee bar for $2 for a large coffee. I even get a free donut. Insane other places can charge for X for boiled milk plus a bit of coffee and some added seasonings. Clavers. I don't think it's going to get better unless there's legit revolt in the streets. Prices seldom go down or correct. Not so much cut back but started again. Pirating TV shows and movies. Cheaper to have a VPN than for 5 subscription. I used to have YouTube TV, Netflix, Disney, Prime, Hulu, Apple TV, Peacock, and going to the movie theater to top it all off. Truth is, everything has gotten too expensive and my wage has not grown at the same rate. This was the simplest was to cut my monthly bill. Food, housing, car, and insurance. I can't get around paying for that. But those are honestly the most expensive change with inflation at this point forcing me back to high seas. Games, ace unfinished concepts, and spend months fixing what shouldn't have been broken in the first place. And usually the game either ends up on sale by that point because it's bad, or it's on a holiday sale. A recent case in point that came to mind was Payday 3. If I can't find a key or half off sale, I just don't bother anymore. And it's becoming increasingly more difficult finding worthwhile keys. Starbucks has been increasing its prices to the moon in my country. In 2020 and 2021, they increased it over 3 times the original prices. In 2022, they made a 50 increase and a 30 increase in the same week. I said fuck it, bought a filter coffee maker, an espresso latte cappuccino maker, and a coffee grinder. Since then, we are having much higher quality coffee for a fraction of the cost. Also, we don't get to use the fucking paper straws in plastic cups lids. It's usually, if I've forgotten about it or I am not interested anymore. Didn't need it to begin with. If I still need it and could actively use it, I go ahead and do some research and plan the purchase. Save a shit ton of money on impulse purchases or non-necessary things. Anything non-essential. Most consumer goods I no longer purchase unless absolutely necessary, i.e., special occasion pieces, bridesmaid dress, items that are broken or need replaced, ripped jeans, worn out shoes, etc. I figure my money has already been taxed to oblivion before I get it. I'm in Canada, so why would I want to purchase things that tax my money again? Soda. Never really bought it before except on sale or for rare occasions. Now it's $9 a 12-pack on sale and I have to buy 3 to get the sale price. The deals are usually $9 a pack. Buy to get 1 free or something like that. But usually you have to buy 3 to get the sale price, which makes it still $6 or $7 a 12-pack. They used to be $3.99. I don't need soda that much. It's mostly food that immediately comes to mind. Various cuts of meat like chicken wings, dragon fruit and fragrant pears. Non-Costco food court poutine. One non-food thing is lift tickets. But then again, it's not snowing in Ontario. I ain't paying discounted Tremblant prices to ski at Shit Hills, Ontario. Hell, I haven't vacationed away in a couple of years. Soda. Just went to the store today. I saw there was a sale for a pack or Sunkist soda cans for $16 and change for 3. Okay, so I checked to see how much one costed. It was $9. I found that weird. What if someone just wanted to? But to answer the too expensive for me to buy, especially since soda is more a sparing treat for me nowadays. Life, and that's buying store-brand dry stock HBA and dog food, getting meat department items primarily at Sam's or the commissary, and hitting the bulk discount sales at the butcher shop whenever possible. It was $800 a month for the same household pre-2020. Retail is insanely expensive. I didn't really get into energy drinks until I moved to Washington state, and caffeine just seems to be the lifeblood of that state. Seriously. They sell energy drinks everywhere, and almost everywhere you look there's a coffee shop. I buy Rip It now because it's $1.25 for a can bigger than a Red Bull. Sainsbury's not from concentrate, pressed red grape juice. The robbing bastards now want £2 a litre. Stop buying it when it went from something like £1.10 up to £1.30 in a week. Probably does my teeth and waistline a whole load of good from not drinking that much sugar and calories, but damn, it was delicious. I would a similar post with chips. To know how it is on US, that here in Mexico, chips would go from 5 pesos to 30 or 50, about $3. Then your American trademark chips would cost even more, including your bootleg trademarks. Basically, American chips are more expensive on Mexico than in the US. Vitamin supplements. The only one I keep up with is pre-workout, or I have no motivation to work out. Luckily, Amazon messed up a while ago and accidentally sent me 4 tubs of creatine, so I'm stocked on that for about a year. Stop buying protein powder as well, and use that money for better quality meat. Carl's Jr. and Burger King. I'd be okay with the fast food industry suffering and rotting economically, as long as the workers find other jobs and it's the CEOs, shareholders, and all of them who lose out, like video rental stores. Let them fade out. Who cares? We'll figure something out for Simple Eats. Streaming services. Many only have a handful of shows, and half of them are region locked as well, and they are only getting more expensive. I used to pay for them because of convenience, but it's just too much. Pirating is annoying, but it's less of a pain than dealing with the streaming services now. American cheese. Cheese in general has gotten pricier for me, but American cheese is especially out of hand. $7 is the cheapest I can find for what used to cost $3.50. And it's supposed to be the cheap to produce alternative in the first place. Maybe this is good for my diet anyway. Going to the movies. I went to see the first Dune film when it came back into theaters. Figured I'd save a bit of money by going by myself to a Monday matinee of a film that had been released years ago. Ticket, medium drink and popcorn, $0.30. What the fuck? Anything that's not food, TBH. I always lived on the edge as single-parent father. Now I can't afford anything that's not needed to survive. I'm scared thinking about my son going to school. I have no clue how I will be able to afford all the stuff associated with it. That it's become expensive, but it took me long enough to realize how much money I could be saving if I buy a 12-pack of Stella at a grocery store versus buying 1 bottle at a time while at a pub. It's at least $4 bottle saved, likely more. I've gotten really good at just not consuming. I don't have a streaming app right now, I just watch YouTube. New device. Now I got a phone and computer. New trend. I'm single and don't have judgy trend-obsessed friends. What do I really need after that? Weekend trips. It seems like every trip my small family takes me, my husband, and 1 kid costs $1,000 now. We used to try to get out of town for a couple nights a few times a year, but lately it seems like we're pushing it to do it even once a year. Sushi and most takeout restaurants is to f-king expensive. It's way cheaper for me to go to local fishermen in the morning and load up on fresh fish and make my own rolls or poke. A lot of sushi places have lowered their quality using frozen fish. Sourdough bread. I started making my own for about $1 for a big loaf. I'm also thinking about making my own yogurt. Looks easy and cheaper than store-bought. I also know what's in the bread and yogurt, which is minimal compared to store-bought bagels, so I started making my own. I didn't know they would rise. So my first ones turned out about the size of disposable paper plates, about 11 inches, and they were perfect with the exception of using an entire block of cream cheese on one. Cigarettes. Here in Canada, they've become so expensive that I was forced to quit. In a sense, the government of Canada has helped with a healthier lifestyle. My first pack was around $5. Fast forward 25 years later, $20 a pack. Starbucks and fast food. If I do go, it has to be on an app. Also, don't be coupon shamed. If there's a coupon out there, find it and use it. My friends now text me before they buy something just in case I have a discount for something. Tickets to pro baseball. Not that I was going regularly, but I recently took my wife and daughter to their first St. Louis Cardinals game, and my first game in a long time, and the whole experience was very expensive. I don't know how anybody can justify eating fast food these days. I can only speculate that people who eat fast food are either extremely wealthy or extremely lazy, and I'm 99% sure it's not the extremely wealthy. Soda. I used to be a Diet Coke fiend and would keep the cans stocked at all times. But it went from like $8 for a 20-pack to now they want that much for a 12-pack. So almost double the price per can. I'm good. To the nail salon was definitely a treat myself kind of thing that really made me feel better about myself, but that's been replaced with guilt as I could be using that money for something more useful. Coffee from coffee shops. Going out to eat. Even fast casual places. Less driving. I used to like taking long night drives on back roads. Generally, leaving the house less, I spend less money. Gluten-free frozen pizza. It's not that I can't afford it per se, but I refuse out of principle. I'm stuck to a gluten-free diet for medical reasons, and compared to regular pizza, it's just thievery. After events, they have blown up in price for the PPVs. What irks me is that you have to buy ESPN to even watch the free fights. UFC 300 is $79.99. It's just too rich for me as a casual consumer. We haven't stopped completely, but have cut back significantly on takeout food. To feed my family of 5, 1 infant, so don't really count, is well above $50 just for like McDonald's. It's nuts.